Hate this. Hate this. This is exactly what Light wants. He's just playing along. Idiots. They're all gonna die. Light's won. I have no faith in this group anymore. No! He had a family! What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Death Note episode 26. And I don't know what to think going into this one. L's dead. He's gone. He died in the last one, and I'm still not over it. The way the episode was done was just fantastic. Like, the whole thing felt like he knew his death was coming, and he was just maybe toying with Light. I'm still not really sure how I'm getting my head around it. I have hope that maybe he had a scene with Watari. Right at the start, there was a scene where they had a conversation. I think they knew their death was coming, and I'm hoping that there's some plan in place where even with them gone, they can still hinder Light in some way, because he's basically won at this point, which makes me so annoyed. Literally, this show feels like it's about this villain just constantly winning. I'm really hoping that by the end, he doesn't win, and there is some way for him to be defeated, but it would be quite interesting if this show was just about a villain winning, and he does win in the end. I don't know if that would feel satisfying, though. I don't know, there's nothing to root for with Light, and he's won countless times now, and I just really want him to lose. I want him to fail. I want him to slip up. It feels like the only way for him to fail is for him to make a mistake, and I don't know if that can ever happen. L put up such a good fight against him, but ultimately he did lose. Now going forward, I have no idea what to really expect. Is there anything else that can challenge Light? He was all three of the world's best detectives. The last two were just code names. He's the top three. So I really don't know who is there left to challenge Light, who is this intellectual mastermind. Not only do they have to deal with that, like, what does this mean? Does this mean everything starts over again? Everything was deleted? You have the investigation task force, which is just sheep. They're useless. Yagami, Aizawa, and Matsuda, and Mogi. I love all of them, but let's be honest, they're kind of useless. They were sheep to L. He was the one that pushed to get things actually moving and actually took the investigation further. Those four kind of just hinder things. And you can kind of see it through L's last plan, wanting to test the 13-day rule. That would have gotten it. That would have exposed Light and Miso, exposed the lie in the notebook that it can be changed. All they had to do was test that. But of course, all the four did was push back against it. You can't do it. You can't do that at all. They do not have the stomach to deal with this situation, so none of them are going to rise to the challenge. I do not believe that at all. So who is there left to do anything? Where is this going to go? We've got, I think, 11 episodes left, and is it just going to be basically Light's victory lap? I don't know. I think the one thing I'm hoping for with this episode is just maybe some aftermath of what happened in the last one. Maybe see that L had a plan in place for his death, or maybe someone else can come into this. But then if that happens, like, how can that sort of catch up quick enough to be a good contrast to Light? But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance, so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. But with that said, let's just dive on in. L is still a prominent part of the intro, so maybe he's going to have some presence going forward, but I don't get how. I mean, the whole theme of this show surrounds death, maybe, and we can't have a lot of biblical themes. Could resurrection be a possibility? That would be nice. Don't recap it, I don't want to see it again.
What is this?
Yep, Watari dead and deleted everything. He really did it. With the last moments of his life, he managed to do this for L. What was it? What did this do? It deleted everything. What significance is that? Don't want to see it again. Don't want to see it again. The dessert spoon drops from his hand. You knew it was over from that moment. He better go to heaven. He better. This show has heaven and hell. It's basically confirmed that. Let him go to heaven. He better go to heaven.
The truth is, we are only broadcasting in the Kanto region of Japan.
Is it recapping everything?
You are in Japan, and your first victim was little more than an experiment.
We're seeing everything. Oh, it's really going over. So he is fully gone. He's dead. They wouldn't be doing this if he had some way of coming back.
List of police officers and the people closest to them. We will find our suspect.
It's nice going over this because it really is, in hindsight, he was really good. Like, better than probably I thought just watching it straight on. Seeing it like this, it's quite nice. He got so close. And he built such a good case. I love how it built as well. It was quite slow, but I love how detailed and intricate every new step was.
And the 19th of December. In fact, I have no doubt.
Ray Pember, oh. I don't want to see Naomi. That one hurt too much. Naomi.
Ray Pember's fiancée.
Great.
Naomi Misora.
Naomi. Naomi.
I guess she must have come to Japan with her fiancé. I heard she was seen with Pember.
Her death was so painful. That was so annoying.
Did Kira manage to get to her first?
She got closer than L. Well, no, Elle actually did get closer in the end, but she basically got it too, and then, yep, she just died.
As well as Detective Superintendent Yagami and their families. At this stage, I'd like to place wiretaps and surveillance
There's a very long recap.
That's my son you're talking about. Are you honestly telling me that you suspect him?
He looks so young, though. You can see, like, he's got all of his natural hair color, not just grey.
I want to tell you, I'm Al.
He made so many good moves in this, so many bold moments. If only he'd been more sure about it and just had him convicted, he was right. If he acted faster, could he have done it?
I am Kira. The news anchor Mr. Kazuhiko Hibima will die of a heart attack at exactly 6 o'clock.
So going over the Misa stuff, yep, so watching. So this is where Elle sort of got slipped up. Misa was kind of that reason. If Misa wasn't there, Elle would have gone very close and he probably would have done it.
At the very least, I'd say this isn't the Kira we're familiar with.
There's a lot to recap. Is it recapping everything? Feels like a bit much. Like how much of the episode actually is there? Is it just a recap?
Hi there, I'm Light's girlfriend, Misa Amane. Nice to meet you.
I'm Hideki Ryu.
Got so close again, and of course it all fell apart.
In particular, hairs and fibers caught in the masking tape used to seal them. They matched what we found in Misa's room.
How was that not enough to get Misa convicted? That she had some involvement in the TV station thing.
I know I must look pretty bad in here, but this useless pride, I suppose I'll have to get rid of it.
Pride, having to get rid of the pride. That seems interesting. His whole thing is about pride and narcissism. In that line, he wanted to get rid of it. Is that like saying that the other Light, when he took on his other perspective and lost his memories, wasn't that one that had all that pride? The pride came with the Death Note, or at least it got elevated because of it.
And what's going on here?
And then Elle became lost. Because these are the more supernatural aspects, and that's what Elle couldn't keep up with.
I'm going to kill you here.
Should have done it.
What are you talking about, Dad? You can't! That's crazy!
It all could have been over.
Please stop, Dad! I'm not Kira!
Could have been done.
From one murderer to another.
No, Dad!
I'll see you in hell.
It could have been done. It could have been done. That could have been it. But of course, nope, it was a test that got foiled by the weird supernatural stuff.
As for your part in this agreement, Light, you and I will be together 24/7, and that's how we'll remain.
And then this is where things just start falling apart because he's having to learn something about him when he literally doesn't have any answers. He's basically a new person at that point, and it's conflicting, and it completely messes up the case. I'm assuming the first half of this episode is just going to be a recap now. I'm hoping that we get some new stuff from it.
Would you be interested in using Misa Amane as your new spokesperson? Ryozaki, are you...
It's interesting that half of this episode seems to just be recap. Why is that? Is there like a particular reason? I mean, it kind of seems a little bit annoying. I would prefer it to go and continue the plot. Maybe the show took a break. I'm not really sure. But it's odd that so much time is dedicated to just a recap. I can pretty much remember what's happened so far. I don't think this was necessary for me. I'm just recapping very recent stuff.
Why is he still alive?
I think the recap was definitely worth the earlier things. I don't think it's worth going over this stuff that happened like just a few episodes ago.
Please keep this in mind when you move in to arrest him.
Yep, then Higuchi was captured, and then things kind of just get worse for Elle. Seeing the Shinigami broke him more. As soon as the supernatural elements got brought in, that's when it all fell apart. Elle cannot handle that.
It was in one of the compartments of Higuchi's bag.
And here it all just falls apart.
A Shinigami?
This sealed his death.
There have to be 2 notebooks, possibly more. This isn't over yet.
But he's still like, and the 2 notebooks thing, that never came back. They were saying how that there could be more notebooks out there.
And then there's this last rule.
On the back of the book.
Killed within 13
days of each other, then the user will die. Light Yagami and Misa Amane are both still.
I hate that rule so much. That rule is how Light won.
The following is the record which contains everything I have investigated on the Kira incident.
Finally, recap over.
I hereby leave this record as my firm achievement.
So you got so close. So who are you leaving it to? It's gonna be Light deleting it all. He's deleting it all. He's deleting it all. Look at those solar size. He deleted it all, didn't he?
It's been 10 days since Ryozaki's funeral. It looks like we're not gonna die after all.
10 days.
We know Watari's true identity now, but we never found out anything about who Ryozaki really was.
So at least that was kept hidden.
Guess that Watari was actually a famous inventor.
Seriously? That's awesome.
Founded orphanages around the world using the fortune he inherited from his patents.
He was a fine man, a hero.
Okay, so Elle's parents were dead. He was an orphan and Watery basically adopted him.
I should be able to transfer the system and most of the information out of here by tonight.
Everyone just trusts him.
We can use it to make the police think he's still alive and give them orders like we've been doing so far, but...
So the world still thinks that they're alive? That Elle's alive?
And what do we do with the notebook?
Come on, what are you talking about, Light? You're the only one who can take on the role of L.
I hate this. Stop it. Shut up, Matsuda.
But you're really the only one of us who can do this.
Even Ryozaki said so himself. You would be capable of succeeding L.
Hate this. Hate this. This is exactly what Light wants. He's just playing along.
It's too simple. It's no fun without Ryozaki.
Get bored. Maybe? Get bored.
I understand.
Oh, you're sheep. You're useless.
I won't take big risks like challenging Kira directly to gather clues.
It's probably better if we play it safe.
Idiots. They're all gonna die. Light's one. I have no faith in this group anymore.
I can be Watari as well, but it'll be difficult to pull off with Mom and Sayu around. Things would be easier if I could rent a one-bedroom apartment.
Now he's just gonna go by himself?
And then we'll be able to use Light's new apartment as our task force headquarters. That's a great idea.
Okay, so this place is being shut down. So this new fancy pants place is just done and gone now. Because it was tied to Elle and Watery, so...
We'll just have one of us take it and hide it somewhere where no one else can ever get to it.
Please, Chief. It's gotta be you.
Yeah. Do you...
Yeah, Chief.
Yeah, good. Put that hand down. Not you.
You want me to? All right.
We'll avenge Ryozaki together.
I hate this so much. All these lines, it's nice. Yay, avenge Ryuzaki. But they're not going to. They're sheep. They're all useless. They're all just they're basically pawns for Light. They're just sort of tiny little chess pieces that are completely useless and they're not going to be able to do anything. All the weight to their lines and their words are meaningless. There's no weight to them.
This is our first date in forever. Can't you enjoy yourself a little more?
You're still doing this? Why not just kill her?
Misa, let's move in together.
What are you doing? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've already rented a place.
Yay! Victory is mine! Misa wins!
I can't be happy with anything. I hate everything. Not gonna be happy. That might have been funny, but I'm gonna choose to hate it. Everything. I hate everything.
I knew you were just using those other girls to trick Elle. You don't have any reason to see them anymore, right?
What's happening? Why is he doing this? I can't figure anything out. I hate that Elle's gone.
Now that Elle's dead, does that mean you finally settled the score with him?
Yeah.
Ryuk, push him.
Case, I guess things are gonna get pretty boring from now on.
Oh, boring? What do you mean? You don't want to be bored?
From this moment on, I'll show you the creation of the new world.
Don't let that be what the rest of the show is, just him creating a new world. I don't want to watch him win. Oh, is he set it up or special? He's turning this into a ceremony, isn't he? Yep, dramatic pens come back. He needs someone to challenge him. He needs someone, anyone. And here it goes. It's all coming back. How long before that notebook runs out of pages? I mean, he technically has 2 now. And they're all going. What about oh, come on, no! Those criminals too? They were great! No, what about Iber? Iber's dead. What did he do to you? He was like... Daddy! No! He had a family!
Daddy?
I hate this! Hey! Why would you do... Light, I hate him so much. And the rest of the group. Yay, accounted for, fun. So, oh, does that mean you're dead too?
This will be the rebirth of Yotsuba.
Yeah, it's a new start.
Oh, they're dead. And everyone's dead. Oh. What death is that? Is that a heart attack? And everyone is dead.
In April 2012, Light Yagami, age 23, joined Japan's National Police Agency.
What's happened? What?
Summer of 2012, Kira's killings increased at an unprecedented rate.
Who's this announcer?
Gradually, their private thoughts became public opinion.
Gradually.
And soon, certain nations began to accept Kira's judgment.
What? It happened? It's worked?
Heading into a dark age in which Kira's will was the only law.
You gotta be kidding. No way. No, wait, has time passed? Does that mean time's passing and he's won? Hope? Please be hope, please. This is Elle's room. Countdown? What is happening? The Whammy's house. Another orphanage. Cool. Yay. And he's let it out. He let it out. Elle is in control. Elle is dead. Light cannot pretend anymore.
It's Elle. He's dead.
And you're ending it on that. Okay, still without hope for anything. Okay, this episode's certainly an interesting one. Definitely not up there in favorites because half of it is just a recap. There really isn't a great deal I can talk about. It was mainly just Light celebrating his victory. And then I guess at the end, there's like a sliver of hope. No, not even that, because we get to see that everything's gone back to normal and time has passed. The new world has begun creation. There was a timer, and Elle has at least gotten word out that he's dead. That's something. That's some kind of control he has. So maybe there will be a way for him to mess with Light from the grave, hopefully, and just impede him. Because the world finds out that Elle really is dead. There goes more. No, because now the world has accepted that Kira's way is the law. So that's actually happened. It's no longer. He's won. I'm so annoyed, and this doesn't do. And there's quite a few details in the second half of this. Because yeah, first thing is just a recap, so I'm kind of just glossing over that. But then you have Misa and Elle moving in together. That's happening. Don't know why at all. Surprised Light doesn't just kill Misa because he can now. It's not like Rem's gonna do anything. So waiting to see what his reasoning for that is. Maybe he's still just gonna use it as a weapon because she has the eyes. Maybe he's just gonna wait for her to expire and then just be done with her because we know that she's not gonna live much longer. No, because she might, because Rem died and her years should go to Misa. So she's gonna be around for a while. I'm just very annoyed and very sad because Elle is fully truly dead. And this episode, not much happens. I think that's what bugs me with this one. Not much happens. Yeah, well, kind of a lot happens, but not much. It's basically a continuation of Light's victory. That's what annoys me. There's no change in that vibe. I'm waiting for him to be challenged again. That hasn't happened here. He just has continued to win, and now the world is his. It's over. Yet Elle seems to have some kind of plan in place, but we get no details on it. We just get hints, but we just get more confirmation he's dead. I mean, there's a few things that give me a little bit of hope and interest in this. You had Ryuk on top of the building, basically saying it's about to get very boring, and that does make me a little hopeful. What if things do get boring? What happens then? What would Ryuk do? Because the whole point of him being here is for entertainment. What happens if he gets bored? Does he just leave? And if he leaves, what does he do if he does leave? Like, does he take out Light if he gets bored? That would be fun. That would be nice. Probably not. I imagine he just goes back to the Shinigami world. Maybe just gives another Death Note out. But that's something. It seems like how can you make Ryuk bored? Because if Ryuk goes away, no, because even if Ryuk goes away, Light just continues doing what he's doing. Only real hope is that if he runs out of pages in the Death Note, both Death Notes. Because the book looks thin. How long can he keep doing this for realistically? The book is thin. It's not like he has an undersupply of them. But yeah, then the task force, they're just a bunch of useless sheep. I'm so annoyed with them. Love Yagami. I love each of them individually, but they're not going to do anything. They're completely useless. They're just regular people, and that's what makes them useless here. Only person that could challenge Light was Elle because he was just a genius and he was just a nutcase. He was just almost inhuman with his intellect. The regular people, Yagami, Azawa, Matsuda, and Mogi, all useless in comparison. They're gonna do nothing. They're gonna just go along with Light's innocence and go along with whatever he does now. And it is just gonna be so painful to watch because all of their lines, all of their hopefulness has so little weight to it because they are just completely controlled by Light. No matter what idea they have, it'll get crushed by Light. This just makes me feel so hopeless. Doesn't feel like there's anywhere for this show to almost go now. What is there left? It feels like there's kind of setup at the end there. That's got some hope behind it. But we get basically nothing because of how much this episode was just a recap. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm confused. I'm lost. I want Light to lose. Because now he's standing on the top of the headquarters with the notebook and just doing it all dramatic like. I want a really strong gust of wind to just send him over. I've gone to that point now. I want him to die because then if he dies, then it stops. It's gone too far. He's basically taken over the world. He's won. He needs to be stopped. First off, I'm thinking the recap definitely. I'm not quite a fan of that aspect of this episode. I think the recap was just way too long. That was half the episode was just recapping. I didn't enjoy that. And I do like that it did tie into it, basically being just a record of what Elle did and how Light is controlling that. So I do like how they tied it in, but it was just, the entire thing was just recapping what we have seen, and I don't think it's been that long. I think I've remembered most of it. I think it was a good opportunity to go over some of the themes and different things and just look at opportunities that Elle took and just seeing where things could have gone differently. It was a good sort of chance to see where Elle did fail and where things obviously got away from him, but it just took too long to get through. They basically covered the entire show there, which yes, it makes sense because they're using it to explain that Light is now in control, but I want more from the new stuff. We've seen all of this before. So while I think I did enjoy this episode, I mainly just enjoyed the last half of it because the first half is just pure recap. Yeah, then looking at Light then. I hate him so much. I've gotten past the point where I'm like, if I want him to die, does that make me as bad as him? I don't care anymore. Shove him off that building. He is the worst person ever. I hate him so much. Like, there's no remorse. There's nothing redeeming about him. It's like whatever something new gets added to him, it just makes him even worse. There's not any redeeming quality whatsoever. He now takes glee in the evil acts that he commits. Like, does he seriously consider this justice still? Or is even that devolved? Because that was the like only thing, the like shred of light that was in Light, that he saw that he was doing a good thing. I don't even think that's there anymore. He's taking such joy in taking away life. He's turning it into his own godhood. I want him to fail. I want him to come crashing back down. I'm hoping this is going to be like an Icarus story, where he travels too close to the sun and comes crashing down. That's what I'm hoping for. And I feel like that's how this has been structured so far, because it's a very interesting way this whole thing has been conceptualized. We have a villain that wins constantly. And I'm hoping that they just fly too close to the sun and that they reach for too much. They get greedy, because that's what we've been seeing throughout different characters. Light's been just prideful and narcissistic. Misa controlled by love. Other one controlled by greed and just wealth and hungry for power. Maybe some of that greed can go back to Light and he can get too... Because yeah, it's wanting to be unhuman, wanting to be a god. It's power hungry. It's nuts. I'm really hoping that he keeps trying to get that and it will be his downfall, because that's something he can never achieve. That's an impossibility. That will never happen. He will never be satisfied. So I'm really hopeful that at some point we can see how that does start affecting him, because when is the new world created? What benchmark does he set for that actually happening? I don't think he's ever going to achieve it, and I'm just waiting for that moment when he realizes it, and then that just breaks him. But yeah, so he's now masquerading as L, and he's controlling the police through that, but it's also been years. Oh, no, not years, it might be years, don't know. Time is passing. He's 23 now, so he's an adult. I like that we've followed his life quite a bit. The pacing of this show is quite interesting to me. It feels slow, but a lot of time does pass. There's like these blips. We had the university thing, he was at school, then university, now it seems like he's out of university, he's joined the police force and the investigation stuff, and now he's in his new world. So going into the next episode, it's going to be interesting to see if there's a whole different vibe going on there, because how long does that mean L has been dead? How long has Light gone unchallenged? Because he now is living in this new era where the world government, where nations have just accepted that Kira's way of doing things is what's happening now. But that's a lot for one person. There's going to be so much crime throughout the world. How is the death note not full yet? And then L. I like that he still has some kind of presence, even from the grave. I was kind of thinking, with this show, it takes a lot of sort of biblical tones and themes. I feel like that's present throughout, so maybe could be a chance for resurrection, who knows? I don't feel like that's just a step in. I feel like that's a kind of possibility with how this show does do a lot of things with biblical stuff. It wouldn't be too far off, I think. But anyway, L still acting, even after dead. Love that he's smart enough to do it. Light actually doesn't do that. He does not plan for when he dies. He wants to be the one always in control and doing things. He won't allow himself to plan for the possibility of his own death, so probably won't have, so if he does die, he won't have anything in place to continue his legacy. He doesn't think like that. L did. He's got something working, something's happening. This does give me hope. It means that he does have some kind of influence going forward and he can still challenge Light. So it's a really weird and fun way to look at it. Even with L dead, he's still going to have some way of battling out Light, hopefully till this show does end. Because like normally, if you had these two characters were the protagonist and antagonist. They were at each other's throats. They were what defined this show. Now you kill off one of them. So going forward, you still got around 10 episodes left without one of them. Really changes how this show works. But then again, even dead, they've managed to find a way to still make them important and keep their presence going. That's really impressive. And I can't wait to see what that actually is, because it basically, L has just messaged someone in an orphanage that he's dead. That connects to Watari and just what he did there. And that means that there's something that is outside of Light's control. The world thinks that L is still alive, but now they know that he won't be. At least the word will get out, and hopefully more information got sent. Hopefully it isn't just that L is dead. Maybe they can get something else. And I'm just really happy that L kind of isn't over. His life may be over, but his actions aren't. I love that it's still continuing in some way. Then I've got to talk about Watari. I love how much we got from him in this. Like, they did find stuff out about him, and I like the detail. He's not just L's butler. He actually was an inventor who had patents and started orphanages. He's incredible. I love this guy. He seems so like kind-hearted and almost like a beautiful soul. It really makes it hurt more that he died, kind of in a collateral damage type way that Rem just took out both of them just to be sure. But it also makes him feel more important than I think what he originally felt like. He was just L's companion. Now it seems like he's become his own character and has his own sort of stuff going on. He had orphanages, which basically this episode leaves off with somehow that having more relevance. So it's really cool that he did get stuff added to him, because that could be how this branches further. L's connection with Watari was through this orphanage thing. So obviously his parents were dead. He went to the orphanage. Watari raised him. So there could be more behind that. Maybe whatever sort of special L is, there's more like him, and maybe they're all at this orphanage. I don't know. I'm looking for like hope. I'm looking for any string I can attach to just to give myself hope that Light will be defeated. This could be it. No matter where this is going, it's going back to an orphanage. And you had 3 characters at the end. We didn't see 2 of them, we saw 1. So maybe there could be something going on. I don't know. I want there to be... Watery obviously links to something. I like that he opens the door for something more. It doesn't just end with L, there is more. There's more connected with L, and it's through Watery that happens. I'm very excited to see what that does lead to. Then we get to Misa, which kind of has me confused and lost again. Light and Misa are moving in together. I don't get why he's keeping her alive. Is it just the ideal? Is that it? Because of course her life should be extended now. She got Rem's years, so she's going to live for who knows how long. But then, like, wouldn't Light just get annoyed with her? He can just still... Why would he need that power anymore? He's not threatened. He is just on the building, writing the death note, and just eliminating criminals, and the world has accepted that that's how things are going to happen. They will publicize the criminals' names, and Light will be the executioner. Kira will be the executioner. He does not need Misa. So why is he keeping her around? Rem can't kill him, so what does that mean? That has thrown me, and I don't get why. Has he somehow formed an attachment to her, which I doubt because he is a psychopathic narcissist? I don't think he has any love for anyone at this point, or any feeling for anyone at this point. He's moved out, so he's no longer with his sister and his mum. So why on earth is he keeping Misa alive? I don't know, because she is the weak link. Maybe it's because he's recognized that she is a dedicated follower and basically a disciple and kind of adds to his godhood. That could be literally it. Or maybe it's just a laborer, some sort of more hands to continue using the death note so he can do it faster. It could be that simple. Again, it just makes me feel bad for Misa because she just gets used, but she's okay with being used, but that's just not who... She is so annoying. I just want Light to lose and maybe Misa go free. But feels like also that she's probably going to die. This show is just very confusing. It does so many different things. It's so complex, so difficult to follow, and the way it makes me feel about these characters are just interesting to me because like I want Misa to live, but also she should be punished. But then again, she's also very she acts very innocent and sweet, but she also does very evil things. But we know where that comes from. But now she's moving in with Light, and it's so conflicting. I do think she's probably going to die. If they've killed Elle, they're going to kill Misa. Misa's a lot less important than Elle, so I do think she'll probably die soon. But with moving in with Light, it all depends on his godhood. Does he want his godhood to be publicized? Does he want people to know he's Kira? Is that like something? What point is there being the god of the new world if you're not worshipped and recognized? And you just stay hidden. They're worshipping the name Kira. They're coming up with an idol in their head. They're not thinking of Light, they're thinking of Kira. Is he okay with that? Or would he want to be actually recognized as Kira at some point? In which case, it might be good to have Misa by his side being a disciple and a worshipper to add to this gravitas of what he's after. But if he doesn't, there really is no point in keeping her around because he just does not have feelings. So why on earth is he doing this? Why is he moving in with her? It's just weird and I don't get it. But yeah, as for what's next, I'm getting excited. I want to know where L's plan goes with this orphanage, with whatever he did here, but I'm also very interested to see this new world that Light apparently has started. It's happened. The governments around the world have accepted Kira's way of doing things, and it seems like even the world has sort of accepted Kira's way of doing things. Because technically, I don't even want to sort of see that it could be a good thing, but technically it kind of is. He's killing criminals, but that still shouldn't be done. It's not the right way to do things. But innocent people are being left alone. But this person should still not have this kind of power. At what point do they start changing things? Because they went after Elle, who wasn't a criminal. At what point does Light start going nuts and become a devil instead of a god? I mean, of course he already is, but still, it's just... I'm very interested to see what this new world looks like and just how comfortable he is in it. Like, what does he want after this? If he gets everything he wants, will he be satisfied? I doubt it, because godhood could never be achieved, really. But like, what's next for him? If he gets it, he won't be satisfied. What is next for him? What would he want after achieving this? But yeah, overall, this episode sets up a lot. I definitely think it's not one of my favorite episodes because of the recap. I think the recap really weighs it down. But I'm impressed with how much it does manage to do in the basically 10 minutes. Half an episode, it did a lot. It sets up the fact that we're going into a new direction and the world has changed going forward. It sets up how Elle can somehow still have an influence going forward with whatever new things happening with the orphanage. And this was basically just a big victory lap for Light, where we get to see him going back to doing his dramatic pen writing, and that he's basically just completely got on his way. It's incredibly irritating, but it is the point of the show, to show this antagonist winning constantly, doing this very extreme thing, and now they're going unchallenged for at least a little bit, where to the point where governments are now recognizing their authority. This episode did very well in just setting up what is to come, finishing off the last arc and then setting up this new one that's coming. It's a really nice break, actually. The recap, I think it could have been handled better, but I do like that it was brought into it and it made sense and was actually had some context within the show. And this was like the bridge between the last arc of Elle dying and then whatever is about to happen next. it's nice. It's a calm sort of in-between. Yes, it's irritating watching Light win and be happy about it, but it's a good in-between. It's a nice break. It's not a lot happens, but it sets up a lot. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments. And with that, I will see you in the next one for episode 27. See ya!